Final game on our slate is Ohio State at Notre Dame, also a week 4 contest. And guys, this is truly a watershed moment for Ryan Day. The calls to win a championship, to be better in the biggest moments have continued to follow him. Now, listen, part of that is just spoiled Ohio State fans, let's be honest. But the other part of it is Ohio State has not won a national championship since he took over, despite having some of the best talent that school has ever seen. Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, they're seemingly building something very very special. The recruiting has been very good for the Fighting Irish. My biggest question: you've got Sam Hartman as a quarterback of Notre Dame. You've got Kyle McCord as a quarterback of Ohio State. Can Kyle rise to the level of play that we've seen Sam produce when he's at his best? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that Sam is the perfect quarterback. He throws a ton of interceptions, and that could be the difference maker, right? When if Notre Dame needs a drive to win it, are you really trusting Sam Hartman to throw it to the right colored jersey all the way down the field? Probably not. But that being said, a lot of implications. Notre Dame trying to build towards a playoff contender, especially as we expand the postseason. Ohio State, with Michigan and Penn State being as strong as they are, with Wisconsin being as plucky as they project to be this season, Ohio State's got to make sure they win this game. They cannot afford to slip up outside of the conference slate. I think this is a game with playoff implications on the line in week 4.
Absolutely, because this is going to be a tone setter for both of these teams. And last year we thought it was going to be, I think most of the country thought it was going to be a runaway for Ohio State last year. Notre Dame's defense stood tall. Their offense obviously had a lot of problems stemming from the lack of a quarterback, and they went out and fixed that problem this offseason. I think Sam Hartman, yes, he did throw a lot of interceptions last year. That hadn't always been a problem for him coming into the season last year, but yeah, he struggled with that down the stretch. But I think Sam Hartman, guys, when's the last time Notre Dame's had a quarterback as good as Sam Hartman? I think you got to
It's
go
been
back a
sometime before
long.
Ian Chapter.
It was before Ian Paragraph. It was definitely not Deshaun Kaiser, despite getting
No.
whatever NFL draft love that he got. Do you have to go all the way back to Brady Quinn to have a quarterback as good
Yeah,
as
maybe.
what Sam Hartman's going to be this year at Notre Dame? Maybe. Like that's open for debate, but this is going to be a Notre Dame 2.0 that we see this year, and an offense that we haven't seen from them in quite some time. I think is going to catch a lot of people by surprise if they haven't been paying attention the first 3 weeks of the season. I think they're going to put up points on Ohio State. I think Ohio State still has more talent on both sides of the football. I think they definitely have, Kyle McCord can just, chuck it up and pray and do pretty well with the receiving core that Ohio State's going to have. So not worried so much about Ohio State's offense, but I think they're definitely going to have to put up more points this year against Notre Dame to actually win the game than they did last year.
Yeah, I mean, last year, the 21-10 final, and not necessarily a wonderful showing there. And that's when you had CJ Stroud, who, I mean, I had some up and down criticism of his last year, but very good quarterback, very talented quarterback, at least in terms of what he had proven up to that point versus what Kyle McCord has showed us up to this point. Again, we still don't know much of what he has. And look across, it's Tyler Buckner getting swapped out for Sam Hartman. So I think you look at this one, and if you're Ryan Day, I don't necessarily think this is a must win, but I do think this is a can't lose if there's any real distinction there. I think that for him, he's got to really pull out all of his, coaching skills and all his tricks in the bag to figure this one out. He has the talent advantage at almost every single position, except probably the main one, and probably the one that on the road you need it at. And so his ability to coach up Kyle McCord, his ability to get him in a game-ready spot at Notre Dame, he's going to have a few games to break him in, a few games to really get him warm and ready to go. But you need probably a really good performance out of McCord with plenty of talent. He's going to have loads of talent, probably two of the best 3 wide receivers in the country residing at Ohio State. So if you can't do it with them, it may not be a great future for Ryan Day at Ohio State. I certainly don't want to sound the alarms, but he has had an issue with the big games the last couple of years. This is a big spot for them. I think that they should win the game, But yeah, that quarterback battle has to be the one that you circle, with the talent advantage in terms of what he has to play with going towards McCord. But I think clearly Sam Hartman having an advantage going into this game.
Trayvon Henderson's got to be a big factor for Ohio State as well.
Gotta be.
They're gonna have to have a balanced offense to win this game on the road. Again, week 4, that's your nightcap on NBC.
Gracious him. How about that?